Hey everyone, my name is Joe Hicken and welcome to the show where I am documenting my journey to getting funded $1 million with prop firms using AI and robotics without ever having to take a manual trade. And I'm doing this to prove that anyone can become a successful trader as long as they're willing to learn. Over the course of the last 3 years, my team and I have been working non-stop on an amazing robotic trading system called Titan X and a unique trading method we call prop farming. In the past year, we've helped over 600 traders become funded prop traders, with more becoming funded every single day. And in this show, I show you the good, the bad, and the ugly truth of being a real algorithmic trader. All right, welcome to week 14 of the show. Let's get right into it. So I have some awesome news. I'll get to it here in just a second. Now, I do need to give a quick disclaimer. Because we are talking about money, I need to give a quick disclaimer. Your results may vary from the results I'm about to show you. Past results don't guarantee future profits. Don't ever risk money you can't afford to lose. You can see here, this is an account that I started earlier in the month, and I decided to just set my targets to basically just a little bit above break even so that I could get a free retake on this account, because we are now in December, and some of you may or may not know that December typically is a unpredictable month in terms of trading conditions. And so for that reason, I've decided to stay out of the market. I always stay out of the market in December, and I've never regretted it. I've only regretted trying to trade through December. It's never turned out well. And it's just because, a lot of the big institutions such as banks, hedge funds, etc., they stop trading for the year. They close their books, and we don't have those big market movers, and so the volume's just weird, and it can cause really unpredictable market conditions. So for that reason, I'm trying to get out of the markets for the month of December, and so that's what I did here. I just set my target to break even, and I got out at just above break even, and I'll plan on getting a free retake for this challenge attempt here. This is from before. This account, this is a phase 1 on TFT. This one I did the exact same thing. You can see just closed out with a little bit of profit, and I'll just let the time expire, and I'll get a free retake on this one as well. And then this one, this was my phase 2, and I passed, and I was funded $900,000 up to this point. So this pass on this phase 2 means I finally reached the $1 million funded goal. So thank you so much, everyone, for your support along this journey. I am extremely stoked. I finally reached my goal, and as such, I got this award from Blue Edge Financial, our company. It says membership into the 7-figure funded club for getting funded over $1 million with Blue Edge Financial and prop farming. There's my name, Joseph Hicken, 7-figure funded club 2023. And I don't know if you guys can see very well, but this award is super sharp. You've got kind of this gold plating here of the Blue Edge logo that's popping off of the felt behind it. And it's just really sharp, and I'm definitely going to be hanging this up on my wall and showing it off proudly. So this is actually an award that is going to be available for anyone in our community who's been funded over $1 million. We have quite a few, as a matter of fact, so really stoked for all of you guys to get your award. And then for those who haven't gotten it yet, this is a target that you can aspire to and something that you can shoot for. Set a goal to get funded $1 million as well. So that being said, let me show you my $1 million funded account, show you that I'm telling the truth here and that I'm not just making this up. This whole show has been all about transparency, and so I'm going to be transparent with you and show you my accounts. So this is TFF. This is where the vast majority of my funding is coming from. That last phase 2, this was on TFT, and you can see that was passed here with that 5% target hit. So that's 100,000. And to be totally transparent, I don't have the funded account quite yet. I just hit the target today, actually. And so as soon as that funded account lands, I'll let you guys know. But all right, real quick, I said I would keep you guys updated as soon as this funded account lands officially, and it did. It's just the next day, as you can see here, and it finally landed. So this is the final $100,000 we needed to get over the line and get that $1 million officially funded. So here it is, $100,000 with the TFT. So that's 100,000. There's 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, a million. Now, I have some 10,000 accounts, funded accounts here in between. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So really 1,040,000. Now I know what you're thinking. What is going on here? I'm going to be totally honest with you. I got a little ahead of myself and loaded up our EA onto my chart, and I didn't go through the checklist like we advise all of our traders to do. A checklist is just kind of a list of things that we have to make sure that are in order before trading your live account, just to make sure that you don't do what happened to me, which was I loaded it on, I forgot to load the set file, I walked away, I came back, and I had lost about half of the account just like that. In a matter of about 3 minutes, it loaded up some faulty settings, and it was not good. So this is 100% my fault, and I take full responsibility. It's, you know, not the EA's fault. It's no one else's fault except for my own. And so I've already lost that funded account. Now, that being said, on a more positive note, I did set up this funded account properly, and I hit almost 5% target. I hit $104,678 profit target on this account. And so I've just actually requested that payout, and I will be getting that here shortly. It's 80% of that 4,678 plus a $535 refund, which is cool. If you didn't know that, when you make profit on a funded account, your first withdrawal split, you actually get your first profit split rather, you actually get your refund on that first withdrawal as well. So looking forward to that. Now, I know the question that many of you have been asking or are asking or will ask is, what are the stats? Break down that 1 million funded. What did that look like? How many challenges did you take? How many passed? How many failed? What's your pass rate? What's your funded rate? How much did it cost? All of that. What's the game plan for your funded accounts, and how are you going to trade those? So let me get into that right now. Okay, so I went into my accounts and I tallied it all up, and I just put it here just kind of roughly on a Google sheet here. But these are the exact stats. So I took 34 total challenges. Okay, you can see that here. 34 total challenges, and I passed 17 of them and I failed 17 of them. So 50% funded rate for that first phase 1. And then for phase 2 here, I passed about 60%. So 10 passes, 7 fails. So out of those 17 that I passed from phase 1 that went on to phase 2, 10 of them passed phase 2 and went on to being $100,000 funded accounts. That's where the $1 million comes from. And then 7 of them did not, failed. And so that puts me at a funded rate of 29%. Okay. And now take that as you will. I know some of you might be impressed with that. Some of you might not be, but I'm going to show you here. I want to put it into context. Okay. I want to give it some perspective, because to be honest with you, I'm a little disappointed in this. Our goal is always 50% or better. And so, you know, this obviously is not that. Now, that being said, I want to show you why 29% is still very much worthwhile. And the fact that we were able to accomplish this during a losing streak is really quite remarkable in my opinion. You know, we have winning streaks, we have losing streaks. We've been at this for almost 2 years. We've been through it all. We've seen, you know, awesome winning periods. We've seen losing periods. Then we've seen winning periods and then losing periods. You know, there's ups and downs, and that's part of trading, and it just, you know, it's just part of the game that we're playing here. Okay, so you have to be okay with that. And it just so happens that, of course, my luck, right when I'm filming the show, showing off this awesome program, this awesome robotic trading system that we have here, of course, it's right in the middle of a losing streak. And so we didn't get that 50% funded rate goal, but we still got 29%. And again, like I showed you, let me show you why that's still totally worthwhile, even in bad trading conditions, even during a losing streak. So this is that 50% funded rate. Okay. If we were to break it all down, this can yield, you know, 348% or more ROI. Now that depends on your post-funded strategy, but this is just kind of a rough illustration of what you could do post-funded with those stats and what you could expect as a return on investment. Okay, so at a 50% funded rate, you're getting 348% ROI for every dollar spent on challenge fees, which is obviously extremely good. And that's what makes this opportunity so attractive. You can risk a little to make a lot, and it's awesome. Now, that being said, this is the 33% funded rate breakdown, okay? And you can see this is still very, very good at 255% ROI. It's actually more than this because this doesn't consider the fact that you could take multiple withdrawals on a single funded account. This is just assuming one withdrawal on a funded account, which I can tell you from experience, more often than not, I'm taking more than one withdrawal. But if you just took one withdrawal, it still leaves you a 255% ROI, which is awesome. And just to break this down, okay, this is a 33% funded rate. That's assuming a challenge fee of $500 for the $100,000 account. That means you're going to get funded on 1 out of every 3 attempts. So it's going to cost you on average $1,500 per funded account. If you target 8% on that funded account, that's $8,000. Now you're only going to get to keep 80% of that $8,000, so that's $6,400. And then you're only going to actually reach that 8% target 50% of the time, which is actually exactly what we saw in our stats here. As a matter of fact, that phase 1, okay, 50% hit rate. It's the profit target on phase 1 is 8%. So we know that we can hit 8% 50% of the time. So you know what, these stats here are actually quite relevant to exactly what we experienced over the course of the show. Let's get back to that slide. Okay, where are we? Okay, yeah, 50% of the time we're hitting that 8% target. So that leaves us with $3,200 minus the split, like we went over here. And then we get the refund 50% of the time, so that's $250. So that leaves us with an average profit of $3,200 plus $250, $3,555. Average cost of $1,500. That's again a 255% ROI. And this plus sign here is again because you could take multiple withdrawals on that funded account. Now, what if your funded rate was only 25%? And remember, we were just kind of right in between these two. What if it was only 25%? All right, well, your average cost per 100K funded account was $2,000 because you're getting funded 1 out of 4 times, right? So if the fee is $500, $500 times 4 times, it's going to cost you $2,000 on average to get a 100K account. You target that same 8%, that's $8,000. 80% of 8,000 is $6,400. Now you're only going to hit that 35% of the time, so that leaves you $2,240, and then you only get your $500 refund 35% of the time. That's $2,415. Or sorry, that should be. I think that should say. I don't know what that should say, but I know this math is right. So it's $2,425. Whatever that difference is, that looks like it's 200 minus 15, so 185 is 35% of 500. Okay, so average cost is $2,000. $2,004 is your average cost. $2,425 is your average profit. That's still a 43% ROI. Again, that's still really good in my opinion. And again, it can be more than that. I'm not going to say much more, but it can be more than that if you're taking out multiple withdrawals. So we landed somewhere in between this 43% ROI plus and 255% ROI plus. And I know that's a big range, but you know, right in the middle there, I mean, that leaves us probably over 100% ROI. I'm planning on documenting my journey as well to trading these funded accounts. And so we'll see what my ROI actually ends up being, but I'm predicting somewhere in between there. And if we go back to our stats here, we can see the total spent was $17,408. And so again, you know, we'll see what that ROI is going to be. Now, let's break this down. Total spent was $17,000. That's quite a lot of money. That being said, on $1 million, that's only 1.7%. And considering the fact that I get my refund back on my first withdrawal, I don't even need to make 1.7%. I only need to make, let's see, 512 times 10, that's $5,000. We'll just say $5,000 for easy math, and then that leaves us about $7,000 left. So I only really need to make 0.7% on my funded accounts on each one of them in order to make back my cost here and get to break even. And then everything on top of that is gravy. And so that just goes to show, even like I said, even with a 29% funded rate, even in the peak of a losing streak, it's still very much worthwhile and can be really, really awesome opportunity. So And that's why we're so passionate about prop farming, right? Is because it's such an amazing risk to reward opportunity, low risk, high reward. And the fact that we're able to do it all automated, we don't even have to spend that much time doing it. It just makes the whole process really, really attractive. Now, just to break down what I did, just really quickly for anybody who hasn't been following along or isn't sure, I use this prop farming leaderboard, okay? This is where our community is backtesting strategies, contributes, and all that data gets uploaded here to this leaderboard. And so we have leaderboards for each of the different prop firms because all the different prop firms use different data feeds, and it's very important to have the correct data for the prop firm that you're using. But you can see here, I mean, we've got lots of really, really great strategies, all broken down to, you know, their pass rate as well as how well they're doing more recently. And then you can see the results breakdown, you know, how these strategies do. Like this strategy, for example, it's, you know, it goes through failing periods. It also goes through awesome passing periods. And we're always looking to see how it's doing in the most recent market conditions, which this strategy in particular has been on an absolute tear in the most recent market conditions. And then we have breakdown as far as like how many losses does it usually take before it passes, and like how long does it usually take before it passes, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, so anyways, lots of really, really great data on here. And then we can also see like how many days it's been on the leaderboard, or in other words, how long has it been performing in the live market. That way we're not just choosing strategies that perform well in backtesting, but all of our strategies are actually vetted in the live market to make sure that they actually work live before we use them on a live challenge. And this was a recent update, okay? So this is really an update that I wasn't using in all of my, you know, in all of my trading here, all my challenges. This update is one that's fresh for 2024 and has been working very well so far, and something that I expect to help us get even better results going into the new year. So really, really excited about that. And actually, that being said, I am going into 2024. I am most excited about prop farming than I have ever been. You know, we've made some awesome new updates to leaderboard, such as that I've just explained. So this should help us have better strats, more qualified strats that are more likely to perform in the actual live market. And so that should help us improve our funded rate, our pass rate, even our post-funded strategies, all that. And then we're also making new updates to our EA. We actually came out with a new version of our main EA, Titan X. This new version is called Titan AC. And basically, you know, in long story short, Titan AC, it's the same thing as Titan X. There's, I mean, you know, 90% of the settings overlap, except that Titan AC doesn't use so much of a cost averaging base, doesn't use so much cost averaging for its strategies, but rather Titan AC, it uses what we call asymmetric compounding as its main source of risk management. And so it's really quite interesting, and it's been performing very well. It's definitely been the dominant EA between the two over the last few weeks here as we're closing out the year. And we're adding new features to both of these EAs that are going to help us be even more dynamic and in tune with the markets, and just lots of stuff that I'm really looking forward to, including a slippage feature that we're going to be adding as well. This is something that we've discovered really contributed to our losing streak, is this slippage issue. And what I mean by that is these prop firms have made the market conditions even harder for us, as you know, over the last few months during this losing streak. So what I mean by that is we found that smaller size challenges like a 10K challenge has much less slippage or execution delay compared to a larger size challenge like 100K. And so what we did was we basically ran two challenges side by side, a 10K and a 100K, and just to compare the slippage and how that affected results. And we ran the exact same strategy. Everything was scaled perfectly proportionally to each other. And what we found was the 10K account ended the challenge 2% in profit. The 100K account ended the challenge 4% in drawdown. So that's a 6% difference just due to slippage. And so it just goes to show that this increase in slippage that these prop firms have been dealing out over the last few months, that is undeniable. I mean, we have undeniable proof that prop firms have increased their slippage, their execution delays, over the last few months, that has definitely hurt results and made it harder to pass these challenges. So going into the new year, we're going to be adding a feature to our EAs that's essentially going to stress test our strategies to see whether or not they break due to this slippage. So some of our strategies, you add on the slippage that these prop firms have been dealing out, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, even up to a minute of delays before executing your orders. That causes some of these strategies to absolutely break. Like the pass rate goes from 85%, 90%, 100%, all the way down to like 50% or below. Whereas other strategies, it doesn't affect it so much. It might only just decrease the pass rate by 5%. And so it's going to be a really useful tool as we head into the new year here to see which strategies can handle this slippage and which ones cannot, and make sure that we're using ones that are able to handle what these prop firms are dealing out most recently. So anyways, lots to look forward to. Excited for the break during December. We're going to be doing lots of development, making improvements to, like I said, the leaderboard, our products, everything. And we're also going to be coming out with some special trainings to help our users as well. But more than anything, looking forward to the time off, to enjoy the holidays, spend time with family, and gear up for the new year. So that all being said, let's get into the best part of the show, in my opinion, which is looking at our community's results over the last week and seeing what success our community is having, our community members, that is. So this is Bergstrom. 2 more challenges passed for him. Congratulations. This is Beck. She's one of our amazing coaches. She just passed a phase 1 here. You can see there's ups and downs, but ultimately was able to pass. So that is awesome to see. Congrats, Beck. This is Sai. He's just the GOAT. He's just absolutely killing it week in, week out. More profit on his funded accounts and even more profit on his funded accounts. I know this month November rather, he made quite a few withdrawals or large amounts on his withdrawals. I'm not sure which, but I just know it was really good for his funded accounts, which is so good to see. This is another one of our coaches who passed a challenge using this strategy here, which again, our coaches, that's one of the great things when you become a prop farmer. You get assigned a coach that is assigned to you and is there for you to help you. And these coaches aren't just guys we've hired off of the street. No, they're some of our most successful members who have been hired as coaches to help our other, new members become successful as well. And so they're just a really good resource to ask questions and learn from their experience, and they can help you through your journey as well. This is an awesome payout, over $10,000, so 5-figure payout for Bubble Tea here. It says his last payouts before December break. So it's not just me, but we encourage everyone in our community to take December off, which has been really good. More profits for Sai, awesome. More profits for Bubble Tea, $3,200. That's great. 8% on this strat and then 3 to 4% on this. I don't know if that's on a funded account. I'm assuming so, which is awesome. Congratulations. More challenges passed, more challenges passed. This is Adam, our CEO, also using the product, passing a challenge here this last week. So awesome to see. 2 more funded accounts to add to the list. Feeling crazy, might merge 2. That's awesome. Good problems to have, trying to figure out what to do with all your funded accounts. Here's a phase 1 pass. Awesome. This is a funded account with 2% take profits. Was in drawdown but recovered and is now up to $700 in profits. Love to see it. More challenges passed. More challenges passed. This was my post when I finally passed that last phase 2 to get me over the hump to $1 million funded. Super excited and just had to post about it and celebrate with our community. So congrats to me, I guess. This is another one of our coaches who, this challenge was one of the unlimited, or let's see, no time limit. And it used that time and then eventually came back and passed. So that was really cool to see. Congrats, another challenge passed. Let's see. Oh, this is really interesting. I started with Titan AC on a trial. It traded from 108K to 155K just by using AC and this DAP Tour strategy, which is just one of our strategies from our leaderboard. As you can see in the screenshots attached, Titan AC rocks. Okay, this is the new EA. This is the new version of Titan X that we came out with. It's a separate EA called Titan AC. That's the one I was talking about earlier. And like I said, it's been absolutely crushing So really looking forward to using that come 2024. More funded account profits, $347 there, $458 there. Awesome, amazing to see. Titan AC paying the bills right now. Okay, you can see Titan AC, there's a lot of hype about it, and it looks to be performing really well, which is awesome to see. More challenges passed, more challenges passed, more profits on funded accounts, 3% on 7 funded accounts. So 3 times 7 is 21% in the last 2 weeks or so. Awesome. More challenges passed, more challenges passed. You can see more challenges passed. This is Beck, she's another one of our coaches, which is awesome. More challenges passed. There's Adam again, more challenges passed. More profits by Sai. Yeah, he was absolutely crushed it this month. Here's another $4,000 payout for Sai. It says one of the mini payouts this month. Thank you to myself and Adam and BEF Titan X for the win. Love to see it. Here's Adam passing another challenge with Titan AC. Another challenge passed, another challenge passed. All right, thanks for watching today's update. You can expect one like this each week to get the most recent insight into just how powerful this robotic trading system can be. If you found this video helpful or you're ready to become a prop farmer yourself, head over to propfarming.com. Take care.